Hi, your earlier impressions of what's happened here. This person, of course, fled in 2014 and came back because, of course, he said that the guilt was so palpable that he almost choked to death. He's dug up some bodies as well and taken pictures. He's produced his Aadhaar card and he's ready to cooperate with the police to let them know where the other bodies are as well. What do you make of this case, sir? Mrs. Hai? I can't hear you, sir.
Yeah. No, I think I was muted. So at least the identity of the whistleblower is known. That he worked with Dharmasthala police administration or Dharmasthala temple administration is known. That he worked from 1995 to 2014 is known. So all these antecedents, I think it is well established, and police have not gone out of the way, or the government has not gone out of the way to basically challenge his regular antecedents. Now we come to the critical part of the story. If it were to happen, and if this has happened, to what level, what magnitude, that will come out later in the SIT. But if it has really happened, then why police did not come to know of it? Leave aside now, in 19 years, there would be certainly something happening in this place which was actually covered up, or it was basically an indifferent sort of attitude which would have been taken, and the police intelligence and the state intelligence has failed, nearly failed, if this were to be true. When it comes to the criminal case, now what all provides authenticity? I will go with Professor Nalpad. That is one of the most bizarre cases. That being said, what we cannot imagine would not have happened is not the story which I will go with. So what we cannot imagine also are things which have happened and which will keep happening till the time the world is there. So this person says he has gone there some 10 days before July the 3rd, and he has dug up on his own, and to provide that basic confidence to the police, he has sent pictures of skull and might be some other body part or some other bone, which he has given to the police. He also says that he is ready to accompany the police to all those locations where he has buried the body. He has given specific instances of a young schoolgirl and one or two other instances, and also an instance wherein I think his relative was also put to this sort of an experience where he finally decided enough and I will not stay here, and after 11 years and all that remorse story, we have reached where we are. Now the case is registered. A case of this nature, even slightest of molestation case, any case, the way police reacts, you think of a dowry death case, I think we would have charge sheeted the case in 15 days time. Correct. So that being the case, one thing which I am literally intrigued while in service and outside of service is who is deciding. One thing I would like to know in this country as to who is deciding, whether the SHO is deciding, or the police brass is deciding, or the Home Department is deciding, or the Chief Minister is deciding. So that will remain shrouded in mystery for all times to come. So that is the major problem. If police were to decide, and they have decided and they have not acted from 3rd till the 19th or the 20th of this month, I think certainly it is very, very scary. And the man who was in charge of the investigation is just a sub-inspector. A sub-inspector, broadly, to understand the wherewithal of the whole thing, leave aside organizing the resources for it, it is next to impossible. So that is where we stand. So my first impression of this case is, where I get some amount of confidence, is there are lawyers who are basically providing the mentoring of this case. And they are not the lawyers of Beltangadi or somewhere. They are the lawyers of very known repute, and they know that if it were not to be true, what will happen. The whole magnitude we don't know. Just because of the whole uproar which is getting built up, the SIT has been constituted. Otherwise, no SIT would have been constituted. Let's accept the fact. Now, the beauty of this SIT is where we can commend the government, whatever transpires later is a different story, that Pranab Mohanty is a person who knows his job. And he knows technology, he knows his job, so he will provide, I think, best of the leadership to this particular team. What the government has done, which is commendable, is it is not restricted to this whistleblower's case. The expanse of this particular SIT is very comprehensive investigation, not only to the current Dharmasthala case, but also all cases, including missing women and unexplained deaths reported over the last 2 decades. My main issue that we have the professional investigators in place, but the magnitude of this case, which is one of its kind, I have not seen in my 32 years of police experience, is that it will need experts of a kind who will be the critical factor. And these experts are, you need a forensic pathologist, you need a forensic archaeologist, you need a DNA analyst, you need forensic archaeologist, you need forensic psychologist, and you also need cyber forensic expert. So these support systems needs to be provided because of the nature of allegations. And I think I was listening to Mr. Dhananjay also somewhere on the YouTube channel. He says even if we accept that 99.99% things are not to be true, we are legally mandated to investigate within a reasonable time and deliver whichever way the investigation finds everything to be happening. But I should tell you one more thing, that there are a large number of investigations in this country which basically fall apart because of lack of experts or because of technical and scientific investigation and because of lack of capability to pull in everything together. But in the current state of affairs, I feel, knowing most of the officers who are part of the SIT, that they will put this job and enough of support systems will be provided to them. The earlier the better. As the adage goes, the more it is delayed, more of the skeleton remains might miss out, we don't know. Most of these places are marshy areas, these are not straight clear-cut burial grounds. So I leave rest of it to your understanding.
All right. And Professor Nalapat, even when the Nithari serial murders happened in 2005,